I was giving a lecture in England. When I finished my lecture, a woman came up to me and said, please don't tell anyone, I'm Shia. I've been listening to your lectures for a year. It's really helped me a lot. Please don't tell anyone. You know why? Because it's Birmingham, England. Whew, that place is crazy. You know? Other guy comes up to me, brother, Assalamu alaikum, this is my wife, myself, and there's about 50 of our friends. We are from the Baha'i religion. We've been listening to your lectures for a long time. Please don't tell anyone. I'm like, yeah, welcome, Assalamu alaikum, sit, relax. I don't need to go after and start having debates with the Shia person or the Baha'i person or any other person for that matter. Why? Because my only concern is to get the water to the heart. That's all. The rest, who will do? The rest, Allah will do that. You're not going to do that. Allah will do that. That's up to Allah what He does. That's not up to me. We don't give people a chance. We're too busy arguing with them and debating with them and pushing them further away from Islam. This is not wisdom. This is just not wisdom. Call people to the path of your Rabb using wisdom. Bil hikmah. And then He says, wal maw'izatil hasana. Call people with beautiful, heart-penetrating advice. Give people advice that will go to their heart, that will get inside their heart. Now what does that mean? It could mean a lot of things, but I'm going to keep it brief for you guys. Simple lesson. Sometimes you say things that make someone angry. Sometimes you say things that they are willing to accept, and sometimes you say things that make them more upset and they don't want to listen to you. You have to find a way of saying things that will melt someone's heart, that will get inside their heart. They won't get defensive. Let me give you an example. You know the famous story of Hassan and Hussein radiallahu ta'ala anhuma when he saw a man making wudu incorrectly. You remember the story? Right, they were making wudu, he was making wudu incorrectly, so what did they do? They say, hey, you are such an old man. You should know better. Astaghfirullah, you don't even know how to make wudu? You should be ashamed of yourself. Let me show you how to make wudu. Did they do that? No. If they do that, the older gentleman might be very upset. Might get really upset with them. What do they do instead? They just quietly make wudu next to him. And his heart melts. These young boys are taking their time making wudu. I should take my time making wudu. Yes or no? In other words, they used wisdom. And they used al-maw'idha al-hasana. Al-maw'idha al-hasana means you give advice in a way that softens somebody's heart. You don't give advice in a way that hardens somebody's heart. If they are in a mood to argue with you and fight with you, leave them alone. إِذَا خَاطَبَهُمُ الْجَاهِلُونَ قَالُوا سَلَامًا. When people get emotional, leave them alone. Don't need to argue. No need to debate. Dawah is not the same as debates, people. I was giving dawah to my cousin. We were arguing for 3 hours. You're not giving dawah. I don't know what you're doing. But it's not dawah. That's not dawah. When people are getting silly, people are getting emotional, people are getting obnoxious, you just back off. Maybe another time. We'll talk again. It's okay. You don't have to convince people right away. And then there's those of you that say, man, I did my part. Now the matter is in the hands of Allah. Like this brother came to me, my brother, he doesn't pray, so I told him, if he doesn't pray, that he will burn in Jahannam. And I quoted the ayah to him, فَلَا صَدَّقَ وَلَا صَلَّى وَلَكِنْ كَذَّبَ وَتَوَلَّى. I quoted the ayat to him and he still didn't listen. Now I can tell Allah that I did my part. I said, if I wouldn't go to jail, I would have slapped you right now. What do you mean you did your part, you monkey? We follow the example of the prophets, alayhi salatu wassalam. Did they recite the ayat onto people one time and say, well, I did my part. Ya Allah, just take them out. Let the flood begin. It doesn't work like that. You give somebody advice, then you go back, then you go back, then you go back, then you go back, then you go back until you die. Until you die. And then some people come to me and say, but Nuh alayhi salam, eventually he gave up. I was like, okay, when you live 950 years, you give up too. Next time you quote Nuh alayhi salam, get a little bit older. Then you can tell me about Nuh alayhi salam. We don't use hikmah. We just don't use hikmah. We don't use al-maw'idha al-hasana. Good advice, sound advice. Make people feel better. I will tell you, maybe I'll get in trouble for saying this, and I don't care. I'll just tell you how I see it. One of the things that really hurt me when I came here? One of the things that really hurt me, really hurt me, is that people that are taxi drivers, all over the Gulf, I'm not talking about all over the Gulf, people that are taxi drivers, or people that are, servants, the cleaning crew in the hotels, people that are working in the stores, people that are cleaning the streets. We pass by them and we don't even say salam to them. We don't even say salam. These are just, and it hurts me, man. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, Al-Kasibu Habibullah. Al-Kasibu Habibullah. The one who works hard to earn his money is the beloved of Allah. Allah loves the one who works hard to earn his money. The Pathan guy who's making naan all day, and his shalwar kameez is like brown, even though it's white, it's turned brown and gray. He worked all day, and he passes by, you're like, ye kaise log aa gaye? No, wait a second. Al-Kasib, Habibullah. You should, at the very least, they deserve your salams. At the very least, they deserve your salams. And we've ingrained this idea that some people are better than others. There's no such thing in this religion. Every human being is equal. Every human being is equal. And especially the Muslims. إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ مَاذَا؟ إِخْوَةً, not darajat. إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةً. All believers are equal. This guy comes to me, he worked at the hotel, he recognized me. Sir, can I take a picture with you? I was like, why are you calling me sir, bro? I'm your brother. Okay, sir. Sir, brother, can I take a picture with you? It's embedded in the mind that some people are better than them. That's not right. That's not right. People are dignified. This is religion. We stand in one row, yes or no? You don't check somebody's passport before you put them in the first row. You don't check, hey, how much money you make? Oh, you go to fourth row. You don't do that. The salah itself teaches us that every human being is supposed to be treated equally. Your maw'idah hasana in this society and in so many Muslim societies. This is happening in Pakistan. This is happening. I'm not even picking on the Gulf, guys. I'm not even picking on. This is happening in Pakistan, Egypt, Bangladesh, India. You go there. Some rich family goes and they go to a restaurant, and I saw it with my own eyes one time. They go to a restaurant and there's, the tinted windows and the kid rolls the automatic window down. He's like 12-year-old boy inside, rich boy, 12 years old. And the old man who comes to, Sir, chai la do, sir? And the old man, 60-year-old man, and he says, Ya leke aa. Go get it. Like he's talking to somebody like 5 years old or something. Ji main lekha hu, sir. Ji. Man, if I wasn't going to get arrested, I would have taken that kid out of that shit. I would have been like, come on. Tamiz se baat karo. Bade hain. They're older. It's an older person. You treat them with respect. You treat them with respect. What's the point of memorizing Quran, studying the book of Allah, and you don't treat the janitor with respect, and the cleaner with respect, and the taxi driver with respect? You don't treat. What are you learning? Why are you learning this? What's the point? So we have to change our thinking. This is maw'idah hasana for you. To make people feel dignified in this society. Give them good counsel. Speak to them like equals. Speak to them with respect. Every human being deserves respect. Every human being. And I told you today, it's not just the Muslims. Every human being should be treated with respect. Why in the world would they want to come close to Islam when they see us behave like this? What reason have we given them? People keep saying the problem of the ummah is the political problem. It's the economic problem. It's the social problem. It's the education. I say no. The problem of the ummah is the hikmah problem. It's the hikmah problem. It's the maw'idah hasana problem. That's the real problem we have. And there, by the way, in da'wah, that doesn't mean you're always soft. This is the wisdom of Allah. Everything is balanced. You're not always soft. Sometimes people attack you. Sometimes people make fun of you. Sometimes people insult your Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. When that happens, this is not the time to be soft. This is the time to be tough. And so what does he say? Ud'u ila sabili rabbika bil hikmah wal maw'izati al hasana wajadilhum billati hiya ahsan. And debate with them, argue with them, take them head on with something that is better. With what is better. If they argue, you argue with something better. If they use anger, you use calmness. If they use dirty words, you only use clean words. Because every time you respond, it should be with something what? Something better. It should be with something better. What happens when they insult our Prophet? What happens to us? You have these comments on these YouTube videos by Muslims. Oh, we hate you kuffar and we're going to kill you and you people are... for the sake of Allah, this guy's cursing him out. Where's billati here? What is wrong with you? Stop trolling on YouTube videos. Nobody cares about your comments on YouTube. Nobody cares. We have to become people that speak maturely. The thing about the Muslims is we are an intellectual people. We are an intelligent people. We are a smart people. We are not emotional people. Right now the world thinks of us as emotional people. And that's our fault because we haven't learned from the book of Allah how to respond intellectually. We only learn how to respond emotionally. We have to raise our status. وَجَادِلْهُمْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ. Now at the end of all of this, all of the calling people with wisdom, helping somebody, giving somebody advice, you know what happens? There's a really big problem. When I give somebody advice, sometimes there's a problem. I think I'm better than them. I think I'm better than them. They need my advice. And this is a problem, especially if you get used to giving advice, then you start thinking you're way better than everybody else. Listen, I have this mic over here and these like 18 camera guys over here putting the camera on my direction. But you know what? None of this means anything. I am not better than you. And you're not better than me. And who is better than who? Only Allah knows. Only Allah knows. This is not a superiority thing. It's not. It can't be. And so what does Allah say? إِنَّ رَبَّكَ هُوَ أَعْلَمُ بِمَنْ ضَلَّ عَنْ سَبِيلِهِ وَهُوَ أَعْلَمُ بِالْمُهْتَدِينَ. Your Rabb, He is the only one who knows who is misguided, misled from the path. Allah knows better if I am misguided or you're misguided. I don't even know if I'm truly guided. I don't even know that. Before I think about guiding you, I need to know Allah is the only one who knows where I stand, what my real position is. So I have to be humble to Allah. Before I even give somebody else advice, I don't say, SubhanAllah, these people are so misguided, I have to help them. Wait, hold on a second. I don't even know where I stand. And second of all, when you're giving someone advice and they're not listening to you, they're not changing the way you like them to change, they're not transforming, this does not mean that they are misguided. Maybe some seed is growing and you don't know. Allah knows what's happening inside. We only know what is happening where? Outside. And we get frustrated by the outside. And we pay no attention to what's happening on the inside. This is my last comment to all of you. This is what I want to conclude with, because this is one of the most important problems we're going through in the ummah today.